Conflict is a natural part of life. It happens in our personal relationships, at work, and even with strangers. How we handle conflict can make or break our relationships and our own well-being. When we understand common mistakes in conflict resolution, we can learn to avoid them and build stronger, healthier connections. Many people avoid conflict altogether. They hope the problem will just go away on its own. This is a mistake. Conflict doesn't disappear when ignored. It festers and grows, leading to resentment and bigger problems down the road. Imagine a small leak in a pipe. Ignoring it won't make it go away. The leak will continue, causing more damage over time. Addressing the issue head-on, while initially uncomfortable, prevents further damage and pain. Anger is a natural emotion, but it's not a productive tool for conflict resolution. When we approach a conflict with anger, we're more likely to say and do things we regret. This escalates the situation and makes finding a solution nearly impossible. Think of anger as a smokescreen. It clouds our judgment and prevents us from seeing the other person's perspective. When we approach conflict with a calm and level head, we can better understand the situation and work towards a resolution. Blaming others is a surefire way to shut down communication and escalate conflict. It creates an environment where people feel attacked and misunderstood, leading to a breakdown in trust and cooperation. This can be particularly damaging in a workplace setting where collaboration and teamwork are essential for success. When we point fingers, the other person becomes defensive and less likely to listen to our perspective. This defensive stance can create a vicious cycle of blame and counterblame, making it nearly impossible to resolve the underlying issues. Instead of finding solutions, we end up deepening the divide and fostering resentment. Taking responsibility for our part in the conflict, even if it's small, can help create a more open and productive dialogue. By acknowledging our own mistakes, we set a tone of humility and willingness to improve. This can encourage others to do the same, paving the way for mutual understanding and collaboration. Consider a basketball team that has just lost a game. The initial reaction might be to blame each other for missed shots or defensive lapses. This is a natural human response to failure, but it's not constructive. If the players spend all their time blaming each other, they'll never learn from their mistakes and improve. The blame game only serves to create tension and division within the team, making it harder to work together effectively in future games. However, if they can acknowledge their individual roles in the loss and work together, they can come back stronger and more unified. By focusing on what each player can do better and supporting each other in their efforts to improve, the team can turn a loss into a valuable learning experience. This approach not only enhances performance but also builds a stronger, more cohesive team dynamic. In the end, taking responsibility and working collaboratively leads to growth, both individually and collectively. Mistake 4. Failing to listen. This is one of the most common pitfalls in communication, especially during conflicts or heated discussions. Effective communication is, well, a two-way street. It requires both parties to be fully engaged and present in the conversation. It's not just about talking, it's equally about listening. When we're in a conflict, it's easy to focus solely on getting our point across without truly listening to the other person. We become so wrapped up in our own perspective that we forget to consider theirs. Interrupting, dismissing, or minimizing their feelings only exacerbates the conflict. These actions can make the other person feel invalidated and disrespected, which can escalate the situation further. Active listening, on the other hand, involves paying attention to their words, body language, and emotions. It means being fully present in the moment and showing genuine interest in what they have to say. It's about seeking to understand their perspective, even if we don't agree with it. This doesn't mean you have to accept their viewpoint, but acknowledging it can go a long way in resolving conflicts. Imagine trying to have a conversation with someone who is constantly looking at their phone. It's frustrating and makes you feel like you're not important. You wouldn't feel heard or valued. This lack of attention can lead to misunderstandings and further conflict. The same goes for conflict resolution. When both parties are willing to listen and understand each other, it creates a foundation for meaningful dialogue and problem solving. When we give the other person our full attention, we show them respect and create a space for understanding. This not only helps in resolving conflicts, but also strengthens the relationship, fostering trust and mutual respect. So, the next time you find yourself in a conflict, remember the importance of listening. it might just be the key to finding common ground and moving forward together. Mistake 5. Forcing a solution. Conflict resolution is not about winning or getting our way. It's a delicate process that requires patience, understanding, and empathy. It's about finding a solution that works for everyone involved. This means listening actively, acknowledging different viewpoints, and working collaboratively towards a common goal. Forcing our own solutions on others without considering their needs and perspectives is a recipe for resentment and future conflict. When we impose our will, we might achieve a temporary fix, but the underlying issues remain unresolved. Think of a garden with different types of flowers. Just as each flower has its own unique requirements for sunlight, water, and soil, each person in a conflict has their own needs and concerns. Each flower requires different care and attention to thrive. Ignoring these differences can lead to a garden that looks neglected and unhealthy. Similarly, in conflict resolution, we need to consider the unique needs and perspectives of each person involved to find a solution that allows everyone to flourish. This means taking the time to understand where each person is coming from and what they need to feel heard and valued. By fostering an environment of mutual respect and open communication, we can create solutions that are sustainable and satisfying for all parties. Remember, the goal is not to win, but to build a foundation of trust and cooperation that will prevent future conflicts. The power of communication. The key to effective conflict resolution lies in open, honest, and respectful communication. This means approaching the conversation with a willingness to listen, understand, and compromise. It also means being mindful of our tone of voice and body language, ensuring they convey respect and empathy. Remember, the goal is not to win the argument, but to strengthen the relationship. Recommended reads for conflict resolution. If you're looking to improve your conflict resolution skills, I highly recommend checking out these books. Crucial Conversations Tools for Talking When Stakes Are High by Carrie Patterson, Joseph Grenny, Ron McMillan, and Al Switzler. This book provides practical strategies for navigating high-stakes conversations, including conflicts, with clarity and confidence. Nonviolent Communication, A Language of Life by Marshall B. Rosenberg. This book introduces a compassionate communication framework that emphasizes empathy, understanding, and needs-based expression. Conclusion: building stronger relationships through healthy conflict resolution. Conflicts are inevitable, but they don't have to be destructive. By understanding and avoiding common mistakes in conflict resolution, we can transform these challenging situations into opportunities for growth and connection. Remember, it's not about avoiding conflict altogether, but about approaching it with a spirit of understanding, respect, and a commitment to finding solutions that work for everyone involved.